Let's start with you, Anbil Mahesh. Now, the NEP, as I mentioned, has been billed as once-in-a-generation reform. And from your perspective, what is the single biggest transformative thing that you think it brings to Indian education? Or do you agree with the NEP itself?
Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy India Today has given a very good platform today for the discussion about NEP versus SCP. Thank you, Changappa. And thank you, Madhu Anna, because he said, just call me Madhu Anna. So that is the brotherlyhood we are enjoying here on this. Let me talk about SCP, because if I talk about SCP, automatically you will know about what NEP fails to talk about our education systems. So the SCP, we formed having the foundation, the inclusivity, to make the children future ready, the equitable. So everything is there, and we formed this SCP based on the culture, based on the linguistic, based on the social heritage, or based on the social justice. Everything is there in the SCP. But the NEP, I don't know whether they planned or not, but everywhere we can see the omission of what are the things like I told here. Mostly people used to say this NEP and SCP are almost aligned together, looks like similar, but I won't agree that. Because NEP and SCP may have the heading as a similar headings. For example, NEP will talk about language policy, where SCP talks about the language policy, the content is different. A language policy, if you talk, they are talking about a 3-language policy, and our SCP talks about a 2-language policy. I think it's more than enough, because thinking and conceiving ideas in our own mother tongue, and we want to make it as a global, English is more than enough. So there should not be any compulsion on the language side. I'm just taking on the language.
No, that's a very good point. I'm glad I was trying to keep it for a little more and get into the NEP first, but one of the big controversies has been that Tamil Nadu has opposed the three-language formula, calling it a backdoor attempt to impose Hindi. Can you just explain your concerns? You said you're an SCP. What are your big concerns with this 3-language policy? And then I'll come to you, Madhu.
Okay, the 3-language policy, I will make a statement like this. 2-language policy done excellently beats 3-language done poorly. See, already we are students, they are globally excelling with this Tamil and English. As we all know, we are creating global citizens rooted in their culture. And we have confused polyglots with struggling with the basics. So this is our main stand on the 3-language policy.
Okay, business of 2 languages. You said, well, Tamil and English is fine. We had Nara Lokesh here, who's also the Human Resources Minister, Development Minister there, and he said 3 languages is fine because Hindi is a language that is widely spoken in North India. We are a mobile country. What's the harm in learning Hindi? And why can't it be? Why is southern states objecting to it? What is your answer to that?
Not only 3 languages, people should learn all the 22 official languages mentioned in our constitution, right? So the difference is between the compulsion and optional. Right. Suppose if a student is securing 100 out of 100 in mathematics, 98 in science,
right,
and in Tamil and English, if he is going to secure more than 95 or 96. And the 3rd language in Hindi or Sanskrit, he is going to secure fail marks, then he should not be detention, right? That is our point. So knowledge is, language is just a medium. I think my cell phone is more than enough to translate what are the countries I'm going there. My phone is enough to translate the languages. So between the option and the compulsion is the problem right now. So that is why
you feel this is being made compulsory to you.
They should not make it a compulsion in the schools. That's why, because even I was discussing with Anna also, telling this will impact the 10th standard result. It will give a very big bad impact on the 12th standard result. Suppose the 3rd language is going to be a compulsion. So that is my concern on our students. Yeah.
Is the central government putting money where its mouth is? In the sense it says 6% of the GDP will give you. It wants you to, we'll get you in, okay. It wants you to train, form new schools, different kinds of education. If you take a look at the curriculum that they've done, it's a revamp of whatever was there earlier. Does it finally put its money where its mouth is when it comes to dealing with the states?
You said for 6% of GDP for the education you're talking about. They are telling, but we have already done, right? Because the school education in Tamil Nadu, almost the budget allotted for our school education, I'm not including the higher education, it's around 46,767 crores. But for the entire nation, the union government allotted only 78,000. So you can see the seriousness like we are giving in our state for the education. See, I'll come to the first point, like forming an alternative for NEP, it's not like just blindly we are doing that. For us, the education policy should respect the constitutional federalism, not ideological uniformity. So that is where we stand.
Right.
See, myself and Madonna, we are sitting here. We are not very concerned only on Tamil Nadu students and Karnataka students. We are concerned, our concern is for the entire nation. Even Bihar students is our student. Uttar Pradesh students is our students. Even the teachers from Rajasthan is our teachers. So on that aspect only, we are against this NEP because as Anna was telling, in Tamil Nadu, the midday meal program or distributing free textbooks or policies like this, inclusive policies, brought lot of millions of students into the school's campus. So that's why I always used to say, let us give the access to the students. Let them come into the schools. Then later on we can talk about the learning outcome. Later on we can talk about what are the other ranks and grades. Because we are in the urge of forming the foundation of the education system while others are chasing the ranks.
I just, wanted to talk about NEET, which the Tamil Nadu government has opposed on various concerns, citing equity. But critics also say that this shields the poor quality of state board education and disadvantages, in some ways, disadvantages students for national competition. I mean, that's the argument put by the critics. What is your point? Why is Tamil Nadu opposing this NEET, and what needs to be the reforms that you think?
NEET is not one which tests the medical aptitude. It tests the coaching center affordability. So this is my opinion on the NEET. Because all these decades, we have produced lot of doctors, excellent doctors, through this state boards, as you all know, right? So right now the healthcare system, we are in terms of infant mortality also almost we outperform the national averages because of the healthcare. So I always used to say the quality is not measured by the entrance exam ranks, but by the healthcare outcome. In terms of healthcare outcome, our Tamil Nadu always leads India.
Okay.
See, India is a very beautiful country. Like a rainbow, it's very beautiful each, and the rainbow has 7 different kinds of colors. But India, each and every state is unique. Let the union government understand, yes, it is unique. Each and every state has its own culture. Each and every state has its pride language. Each and every state has its social justice. So let the union government accept that. If they accept, and I think this kind of NEP won't come into our nation.
Okay. We've got 3 minutes left, and I'll start with you. Anbil Mahesh, about the fact that while Tamil Nadu often cites social justice legacy, dropout rates and learning outcomes in government schools remain a cause for worry. Let's put it that way. So what does Tamil Nadu need to do in many senses to improve that? What is the model it has as an alternative to the NEP, which is actually talking a lot of these
things?
As
I said earlier, we are not here choosing between the equity and excellence. We are achieving both. But before that, as I already said, some of the schemes, if it's a midday meal scheme or the very first state to introduce the CM breakfast scheme or distributing uniforms, distributing textbooks, I said inclusive, see, with all these policies, millions of students, they started entering the schools, and let us give the access to the students. Because as I said earlier, the foundation has been created by our government while others are chasing the ranks. Because why I'm telling is, we have a proven track, even some of the people here, they will accept that. In terms of literacy rate, we are already outperformed the national average, as I said. And in terms of Tamil Nadu is almost the second largest economy, which shows the quality education policy. And I said regarding the infant mortality, because the healthcare is very strong enough. And if you talk about the Human Development Index, which talks about the education, which talks about health, which talks about living standards, almost Tamil Nadu is one among the good performing top in India. And as we know, like our aim is like for building a 1 trillion USD economy, like our Honorable Chief Minister always used to say, and we are marching towards that. So I used to say like the innovation of Tamil Nadu is now the national model. Even if it is a breakfast scheme, even if it is a distribution of textbooks in 1980s, now we are talking about giving a uniform education to the entire more than 11 crore students in our nation. So here, like we don't copy national model, we create them and the nation follows us. So this is what like, because we have the proven track.
Now I know why you're such a good politician. The election's going to happen next year.
Because now the India is talking about the midday meals.
I know.
India is talking about the midday
I
meals.
did mention the midday meal scheme, which did
But that is
outstanding.
the innovation of Tamil Nadu in 1925 itself. So there we lead, we didn't follow. So we have a proven track. That's why we are telling, don't put pressure on us. We are ready to give, we are having a proven track. We are ready to produce a lot of intellectual products. This is the seat where our GD Naidu's grandson said, we need to create lot of GD Naidu seats throughout our Tamil Nadu, not only Tamil Nadu, throughout the nation here.